Good evening, folks. This is Deb Delapiano, and this is your Shut the Fuck Up. There could be two of these tonight. Not sure yet, but we are doing this one. And tonight, our Shut the Fuck Up is sponsored by two idiots that hang around on X. Okay? One of them's name is Nick Adams, who lists himself as the alpha male. He's an alpha male, okay? He's not even an American. He was born in Australia, but he did choose America to come spew his right-wing venom. So he's got a particular problem with Taylor Swift because all right-wing men who list themselves as alpha males are actually, in reality, little pussies, okay? And Nick Adams is not an alpha male. Now, Nick Adams says that the reason that Taylor Swift is dating Travis Kelce is because he got some kind of payout for the last victory. What? $70,000, I believe it was. Nick, listen to me. Shut the fuck up. Okay, let me just give you some figures, okay? Travis Kelce, football player. His wealth is listed at $30 million. Nothing to sneeze at. I'd like to have that. I'd be good with that. Taylor Swift, her current wealth level right this minute is $1.1 billion. Okay? Taylor Swift could buy and sell Travis Kelce. And by the way, Nick, you're at 263 million. She could buy and sell you too. And I think that's what's really bothering you. I'd like to remind you that she made $4 billion on the Eras tour, and that the movie of that tour grossed $261 million. And by the way, anybody who thinks that Taylor Swift needs the NFL to bring her publicity, I actually think it's the other way around, since the NFL itself has said that Taylor Swift has contributed $331 million to their income. So if you're wondering why they show her on screen, that's why. It's all about the money, Nick. Shut the fuck up, okay? But you're just one of the problems because you are what we call a snowflake, all right? Then we have another guy here. His name is Scott Greer. I don't know him as much as I know Nick, because Nick really does get under my skin. Scott Greer, he lists himself as 6'2", and his IQ is 187. Now, I don't know that that's true because I can just basically see him from the chest up with a shirt on. I don't know that he's 6'2". He's probably a dwarf. And, you know, IQ of 187, well, let me read you what he posted on X yesterday. You can decide for yourself. This is what he wrote on X. This was his post. To those who might say, the right needs its own Taylor Swift for young people to look up to, I answer, we already have that. Her name is Lauren Boebert. Yes, you heard that right. And by the way, he says that the left is going to be very upset because we are not ashamed to be called Bobies. Because you know, of course, Taylor Swift's fans are called Swifties. So Scott here, he's a proud Bobie. So apparently people should look up to Lauren Boebert, a woman who had a rap sheet before she was elected, a woman who married a man who exposed himself to her in a bowling alley, underage, by the way. She was underage at the time. A woman who has shown a propensity for being terribly unsafe with firearms, actually owning a restaurant called the Shooter's Grill where the waitresses wore Glocks as they served you food. A woman who violated the law by literally giving food poisoning to people at a family bake-off or a cook, some kind of a cookout. A woman who was caught on camera getting her breasts massaged at a play and grabbing her boyfriend's genitals at the same play. This is what we should look up to. Someone like Lauren Boebert, a woman who disappeared from all of her constituents during the I-70 mudslides, and a woman who makes it impossible for her constituents to get in touch with her. A woman who doesn't understand that by her definition of her being the representative for Colorado's 3rd district does not make herself available to the voters who put her in office. In the meantime, let me talk to you a little bit about what Taylor Swift has done on her tour. She has left money, huge money donations at food banks all across this country. Just to name a few: Georgia, Michigan, Texas, California, Arizona. She has not only increased access to food stamps at food banks for people in need, but she has also, in just the state of Arizona alone, allowed several truckloads totaling 40,000 pounds of fresh produce to be brought to food banks. This is what Taylor Swift is doing with her money, okay? In the meantime, we have the Bobies worshiping Lauren Boebert, who collects a 3-figure salary courtesy of the taxpayers and does nothing to help anybody. I'd like to also remind everybody out there before I close out this video that no, they are not going to throw the game for the Chiefs to win so that Taylor Swift can endorse Joe Biden. That's the latest conspiracy theory floating around out there, because that's really all the right wing does, is make shit up. Okay, they make shit up daily. They don't show any proof of anything, and they don't have to, because frankly, their adherents are factless. They are fact-free. They have some kind of a bad reaction to reality. Okay, but let me just remind you, Taylor Swift is already also, through her tour, registering young voters as she moves across the country, and she's not telling them to vote for Donald Trump. She's already endorsed Joe Biden. The Super Bowl has nothing to do with that. She's already telling people to vote for Joe Biden, okay? So Nick, Scott, my suggestion to you is that you shut the fuck up, because you're digging a bigger hole for yourselves. Now, I'll be back later. 2 things. I still have a list of right here, shut the fuck up material in front of me. But one of the things we're going to be talking about, and it's probably going to be in a different video, probably just a dedicated video, is all of the bullshit relative to the border and immigration, because it's time we address all of the nonsense that's going on here. But in the meantime, I'd like to say this. I run my own radio station. I'm not rushing to put Taylor Swift's music in my station. I'm really not a fan of Taylor Swift's music. But for all of the people who seem to have a problem with her popularity and her fame, this is her time, okay? I remember when Linda Ronstadt had her time in the 70s. I'm good with that. She should not be denied her popularity. The fact that right-wing men can't handle that is a them problem. It is not a Taylor Swift problem. I will talk to you all later.